Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Mic number 1. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Mic number 1. Testing 1 2 3. Mic number 2. Mic number 2. Testing 1 2 3. Mic number 2. Mic number 2. Testing 1 2 3. Mic number 3. Mic number 3. Testing 1 2 3. Mic number 3. Mic number 3. Testing 1 2 3. Prime time, my brother. We are live. We are just about to get started. Gonna give it a few minutes here. Oh, shit. Do I like to listen to myself talk? Yes, America, I do. Before I get started, I'm going to eat this gummy edible. It has been a while indeed, prime time. Of course, I've had my attention in other federations, in other scenarios. Just recently, Brandon Bones has been tearing it up in the NWA. Had a legendary match with crushing Kelly Black, and in tribute tonight's show is called Krushed with a K. Now, of course, the behind the scenes scuttlebutt and stuff like that, which I'll get into, I guess, before the show officially starts here, is that Brandon Bones had officially joined Chaos Regional Wrestling, which of course is hosted by Atticus Black and Crushing Kelly Black, and they put him on the show, whatever, and there was some heated words because Brandon Bones was there in the chat talking to Diamond Sky about how Bones was not signing the contract to face Diamond Sky anytime soon in the NWA. And Bones asked, and not even in an angry way or trying to step on anybody's toes, because ultimately Atticus Black fires back in the chat about how he was going to book Brandon Bones versus Diamond Sky in Chaos Regional Wrestling, which I thought was kind of a mistake, or at least just asked anyway to see maybe if they could not do that, because I was saving it, or at least intending to save it anyway, for the NWA, where the bulk of that storyline was being told. Some of it has bled over into LTD, where Bones has gone on talking about Diamond Sky in Blaze's LTD Federation. But ultimately there was no reason to have that match in Chaos Regional Wrestling. And, Atticus, when he offered this match, was basically kind of as a troll. Oh, you won't do it in NWA? It's like, no, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. We're just holding it off for the most interesting time to do it, because Bones had just had the match with Kelly Black, which she had actually already gone behind my back on to book or whatever and stuff. And in fact, I actually even thought the whole finishers only thing in the cell was kind of a stupid idea, but ultimately ended up being the whole undoing of her whole purpose to begin with. Because Bones won that thing 13-8 after the half hour. What a fantastic, one of the greatest matches of my entire career. And here I was thinking that, in the booking of things in the NWA anyway, that we could kind of keep things nice and consistent, because these are getting to be progressively bigger and bigger matches and stuff. Like, the next match is supposed to be Bones and Emma for the World Heavyweight Championship. And if Bones is to get past Emma there, then I guess you could finally have the grudge match with Diamond Sky. Perhaps maybe even for Bones' coveted NWA National Heavyweight Champion, which, by the way, the National Heavyweight Championship being the sensitive topic that it is these days, puts Brandon Bones right back in the spotlight yet again in the NWA. But that's just my booking instinct right there, or whatever. I mean, Atticus and Kelly could have done anything that they wanted to do, and ultimately I ended up having to kind of remove myself from their roster to keep them from doing so. And, to perhaps maybe listen to them lecture me for the absolute last fucking time. But ultimately, I mean, they didn't end up doing this. They at least honored that kind of tradition amongst all of the... I mean, I don't know, Atticus's portrayal of things seemed to kind of misrepresent what I was going for, of course. He's like, Bones, you're throwing your weight around. I'm like, what weight do I have? Like, I'm still kind of a minimalist as far as, like, being a power player and stuff like that. Like, I had no say in the putting together of the Hell in the Cell match with Kelly, other than I wanted to raise the stakes and I put one of my championships on the line. And that was about the extent of any sort of say that I had in any of that. And I'm being also told that as far as the stipulations and rules for the upcoming match with Emma in the NWA is also something I don't really have any say into or whatever. So, I mean, there's been some give and take here and stuff like that. And again, I wasn't really trying to make, anything more difficult for Atticus or Kelly or whatever and stuff. But again, it wasn't like that this was anything other than an impulse offer as far as booking Bones and Diamond Sky in their federation. But ultimately, I ended up having to withdraw my being in there and stuff like that to just protect the integrity of the match, which they just kind of scoffed at. But again, so as it turns out, I had a thing going with Jose Blanco that was about to debut, and that was going to happen in Chaos Regional Wrestling and stuff like that. And I contacted Jose through Discord or whatever, and he was super bummed because I guess the very next show that Atticus put on. Jose ended up having to not do any of that stuff, which was unfortunate or whatever, but I just can't seem to get along with them, in order to maybe kind of work with them or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Primetime, wouldn't you say, and I mean, look, I mean, I see you're in the chat and stuff like that. You're trying to get along with everybody, man. And I don't blame you for any of that and stuff. I know we're supposed to be a faction or whatever and stuff like that, but I don't have any expectation that you take my side in any of my arguments necessarily by default. But you got to say that Brandon Bones' run now in the NWA over, I would say, the last year or so has been something that has set fire to Greg's NWA. Those main events that I've been putting on, the one I put on with Patty a couple weeks before, the Kelly match and stuff like that, all bangers, one after another. Of course, the big angle with Emo, although a short match, a memorable segment on the show where I put her through the table and stuff like that, again, was not at all my idea. What is ONW period? I don't know what that acronym is for, Prime. I mean, again, Kelly and Atticus put on. I like Paulie Dangerous. Yeah, you know what? And I mean, man, Paulie is definitely one of those ones that I idolized or whatever and stuff. If I could do kind of the play-by-play color commentator manager role and stuff like that, which I essentially do in the MVWF, which I tried to do in the NWA. That's where I managed to really find ways to kind of stir things up and generate heat and stuff. And man, you notice I don't talk to anybody in any sort of demeaning way in the chat. I don't call anybody names. I'm not demeaning in any way and stuff like that. I just talk about how fucking great Brandon Bones Enterprises is, and everybody associated with Brandon Bones is, Primetime Sean Sanders gets blown the fuck up whenever I'm talking. Jesse Jackhammer gets blown the fuck up like it's a fucking one-man parade. Whoops, threw my own confetti. Why? Because we're celebrating us. Because that's what we do. All right, we are just about to get started here. I'm going to eat this edible real quick. Oh, the drama. Don't you worry, Prime Time. We got a big, big match coming up for you tonight. Alrighty, folks, in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hell yeah! It's the MVWF presenting to you Krushed. Tonight, MVWF action is going to take you all over the ring in the arena tonight. The controversial championship vacation. The MVWF Big Money World Championship has been vacated, and these 8 men in front of you are all going to challenge in an 8-way gauntlet eliminator, and whoever wins at the end will be the MVWF World Money Champion. Also tonight, the man that Macho Honk Randy Savage holds responsible for costing him the MVWF World Championship at Matchmania 777, the White Side, and Macho Honk one-on-one. Also tonight, Cruiserweight action, 4-way Cruiserweight division. The Asthmatic Assassin, Little Bitch Ass, Jimmy Controversy, and Cube. And 2-on-3 non-title tag team match. It's He's Athletic and Hell of a Hand teaming up with local talent against the World Tag Team Champions Johnny Uppercut and Frankie Fisticuffs. Also tonight, 2 men climbing their way to the top of the rankings here. Kurt Maple, the angriest French Canadian in all of Calgary, Alberta, Canada, going one-on-one with Cobra Kai's Dennis the Take a Hitman Hart. Also tonight, Cruiserweight Championship is on the line. The legendary stepson, Kid Christian, going with a gaggle of supporters here tonight, all backing him up tonight against the fucking unbelievably long-winded championship reign of Dragon Hart Jr. from the NWA, still MVWF Cruiserweight Champion. Also tonight, man, for the first time ever, 1-on-1. It's the NWA versus the MVWF. 2 out of 3 falls. Dragon Hart Sr. versus the owner of the MVWF, Brandon Bones. And tonight, in our main event, 2 out of 3 falls, anything goes. MVWF World Heavyweight Championship is on the line as primetime Sean Sanders looking to make his third World Heavyweight Championship title defense against one of the pillars here of the MVWF. Last call, Jeremy Love, a former 3-time World Heavyweight Champion himself. Let's get started. All right, all 8 competitors are going to be starting in the ring here momentarily. Two men are going to start, and it is a random draw here, as the first 2 competitors are former world champion Brooklyn Joker and former two-time world champion Ryan Doyle. Brooklyn Joker, top rope, elbow drop. That's right, 8-man gauntlet. Every 2 minutes, another competitor will enter the ring. Uh-oh, back body drop. And whatever Doyle was going for gets cut off by Brooklyn Joker. Hey, Primetime, while I got you here on the horn, could you remind me of that guy's name that you wanted me to download? I looked him up the other day and I just didn't fucking write it down like an idiot. The guy you wanted us to William something. You wanted him to be our bodyguard, which I still want to do. Oh man, look at that. Sit out power bomb, and the left shoulder comes up almost immediately. Referee Skip Tracy, your official. Oh, look at that, the flying knee of death. Man, Doyle has employed that to such perfection, and now he's got a trash can. But he gets caught coming between the ropes. Gotta say, this is not the card that I originally booked for the show. The main event stayed the same. But, of course, the vacating of the Big Money World Championship caused quite the butterfly effect. And look at Doyle catching air right there into the uppercut. And here comes the former champion, member of the Bones Enterprises, Jesse Jackhammer, who's in no hurry, making his way down to the ring. Doyle now hangs up the Brooklyn Joker up on the top rope, and inside the ring comes with the trash can, and no, reversal, face first into it. Man, and gives Brooklyn Joker a kiss with it. Joker now pulls a door from underneath the ring. We don't see that very often. Doyle now going to try and test the shoulder here of Jesse Jackhammer, the Canadian Nightmare, again in the running here for a shot to become a Big Money World Champion. He had about 4 title defenses, and look at this right here. Brooklyn Joker all tied up. Gets only a 1 count. And Jesse Jackhammer better do something quick. He got a steel chair, and Doyle rips it out of his hands. Another uppercut. Doyle's chin being tested. Up on the shoulder. Reversal. Doyle weighing in, put on about 15 pounds of muscle here. He is much more of a solid heavyweight than he was the last time we saw him. And the jackhammer almost gets the 3 count on Doyle. Absolutely took the steam out of him. And Joker parts his hair with a steel chair. Oh, man. Right there in the corner. Brooklyn Joker getting some hard chair shots in. And here comes Too Cool Koito, the proletariat playboy. Doyle now gonna get him up in the air. Drops him down with a pile driver. Shoulders down. And Koito now being careful out there. Blue Thunder Bomb. Doyle out there running shit. The stop sign from Doyle now. Oh, Koito goes up, and he gets dropped in a bomb. Brooklyn Joker. Oh, smashed right in the face with the stop sign. So now, oh, right hand. He's vulnerable up on the top rope. No laughing matter over there. And Jesse holds on. Oh, and Doyle gets dropped on his head. And the Poison Rana. Oh, Joker just smashes fools with the steel steps. Oh, man, hits him with the Hindenburg right there. Comes down with all that weight for the big man. Joker now with another set of steel steps. Jesse Jackhammer down on the floor. And look at that, Doyle thrown through the air by Brooklyn Joker. And here comes Adrian Knight, the young man that asked to join the MVWF back in 2018. Contacted me through my PlayStation 4. Former World Tag Team Champion. Has never had a one-on-one match for the World Championship in all these years. And Doyle is gone. He is eliminated. The Joker manages to get the shoulder up. Gets corked by Jesse Jackhammer. And takes down with a side Canadian leg sweep. And a bully choke. Right here. Brooklyn Joker couldn't hold on to him. Jesse Jackhammer so big, so deceptively strong. Oh, man, and they're just throwing stuff at each other now. Brutal. Jesse realizing Brooklyn Joker is one of the biggest threats in the match right there, and now he's about to get curb stomped. Boom! Right on his face. And a standing drop kick. Clothesline misses, but the right hand staying on top of things. And an enziguri. The winner of this match will be the MVWF Big Money World Champion. He will be the 5th champion. And Adrian Knight survives the jackhammer. And here comes the man who has got to be considered the greatest big money champion in its short history, Shadow. 7 title defenses in his first title reign. A 3-time champion. And Jesse comes out to meet him. These two, tremendous rivalry, fighting over that title. Jesse won the title from Shadow after defeating him in a #1 title eliminator match. Beat him for the title in the match that he earned the championship match for, but lost it back to him after about 4 or 5 title defenses. Tremendous run right there. Brief though it may have been, and very, very busy, was a working man's champion in the form of Jesse Jackhammer. It's Northern Lights suplex. Coito got the left shoulder up. Double underhook into the power bomb drop, and when you're as tall as Brooklyn Joker is, that's a long fall from the top. And again back to the bully choke. Jesse Jackhammer in this move for the 2nd time, but again manages to find a way out the back door. Oh, Michinoku driver splits the haircut of Adrian Knight. And a clothesline out of his patent leather shoes. Jesse jackhammered. Oh, goes for another jackhammer, but this one gets countered. And man, the crowd behind Koito. Oh, man. Absolutely violent right there. Shot with the stop sign. And here comes Sensei. Moving with a purpose into the ring, Sensei. Oh, and kicks his old rival Koito right in the face. And the bully choke again. And we've got 6 competitors in this ring. 1 elimination, 1 still yet to come. German suplex for the Sensei. The MVWF unveiling a new match type here. The 8-man gauntlet. The Eliminator up in the air. Man, full penetration. And look at Koito now. Takes Shadow over. But right into the waiting hands of the Sensei. Man, I'd like to see Sensei versus Shadow sometime. What's up, Greg? Welcome to the chat. Brooklyn Joker in the chat. Brooklyn Joker in the ring. And these men battling over the vacated MVWF Big Money World Championship. Oh, and Sensei eliminates Brooklyn Joker. And now Jesse looking to eliminate Shadow. No. And of course, that's just... this is a completely random draw. Joker out there kind of early. He was number 3. No, he was number 1 against Doyle. Excuse me. Oh, Adrian Knight asserting himself here. For those of you just joining us, MVWF World Championship is on the line tonight as primetime Sean Sanders defends the World Championship against Last Call Jeremy Love. 2 out of 3 falls. And Alhambra Guesa with a very good draw here tonight. And he's just walking right into the fray. Action all over the place. Jesse Jackhammer over on the east side of the ringside area. Shadow and Alhambra Guesa almost in the aisleway now. Oh, takes him out from behind. And these are all of the competitors that are in this gauntlet. Last man standing here will be declared MVWF World Money Champion. And Koito stops Sensei from getting his second elimination. Oh, Shadow now gonna take out Jesse with the tombstone. Referee in position. The Phenom, the student of the Phenom, almost gets it there. And oh, Adrian Knight clears the consciousness of Sensei. And look at this. O'Connor roll. Oh, down goes Sensei. Clotheslines him down. And Adrian Knight from behind. Uppercut to the back of the head, or the external occipital protuberance, as Gorilla Monsoon would say. Oh, smashes the trash can on El Hamburguesa. We all know that Sensei has his opinions about El Hamburguesa and about how he main evented the main event of Match 4 Mania 3 years ago. And he's never let it go. And another O'Connor roll with the bridge. Oh, but El Hamburguesa could not be held down. And the Camelot kick right there from Adrian Knight, going for the pinfall here on Too Cool Koito. Shoulders down, 2. Kick out at 2. Shoulders down, Sensei going for another elimination on Jesse Jackhammer. 2, and Jesse's gone. Second elimination for Sensei. Man, Jesse has been experiencing some tough times as of late in the MVWF. What a win streak he had there for several months across several federations. Across the months of August, September, and October of this year. Actually, I should say it was about October when things started not going so great for him. And El Hamburguesa going to try and assert himself against Too Cool Koito. And Sensei did not allow Shadow to complete the tombstone. And Koito just got the right shoulder up just in time. But man, I'll tell you what, Adrian Knight got dropped on his head all the same. That wasn't very good. Oh, El Hamburguesa, pile driver, tombstone for the Hooligan Homeboy. Adrian Knight gonna try and steal the pin. And a neck breaker from Koito onto Sensei. And Jesse can't seem to get around those steps so he can do the walk of shame. And now on the top rope, backbreaker on the top turnbuckle, and a spinning heel kick. Shoulders down, Shadow. Almost got him. The right shoulder came up just in time. And Adrian Knight bails outside of the ring and sweep the leg, the credo of the Cobra Kai. And out of the ring goes Too Cool Koito. Oh, man, it got tripped up on Shadow, and it got chop blocked by El Hamburguesa. That hesitation right there by Sensei cost him, and exploited by the Hooligan Homeboy. Shoulders down. What a feather in the cap. That would be a third elimination for Sensei over El Hamburguesa, but he walks right into the tombstone. He's handing him out like candy in a rope break. A rake of the eyes. Adrian Knight, Camelot kick. The original Camelot kick. Man, Sensei looking strong out there. Shadow looking strong out there. Adrian Knight, making an impact as best he can. He's definitely a dark horse in this thing. And he's called out to the people. Whammo! Wham bam! Thank you, man! Oh, he was thinking about the Hindenburg again. But no! Koito deciding to strut! Yeah, the ladies love the proletariat playboy. The man with the glowing codpiece. Man, they took their eyes off of Sensei. We are halfway through the yard here. Shadow dips back into the ring. He's got his head turned. Yes, he turned just in time. Oh, no, he didn't. Got the stop sign knocked out of his head, and a handspring elbow by Too Cool Koito. And the oddball number of 5 competitors that remain in this thing. Excuse me, as I correct myself. Shadow now gonna waist lock him. All power takes him up and folds him like an accordion. Oh, and another chop block does not work this time for Adrian Knight. And man just slams the stop sign on El Hamburguesa. You will stop. And he has been stopped. Face down in the mat. Man, standing moonsault right there. Will it get the victory for Shadow? No! And again, for like a half dozen times now, Too Cool Koito has survived. Oh, kicks the leg out from underneath him. Double stomp with the curly-toed boots. Nice roundhouse kick and a dragon screw leg whip takes down El Hamburguesa. Nice idea, Shadow. No such luck right there. Shoulders down now. Adrian Knight gonna try and steal one on Too Cool Koito, and again he gets the shoulder up. Whopper chopper on Shadow. Spin kick, Camelot kick number 2. From behind. Oh, just drops him on Koito. German suplex him onto the sensei! El Hamburguesa looking for a 2-for-1 value meal! Nice suplex right there, and now he's going outside the ring. Oh, Koito got out of that senton attempt. And this is just the opener right here. 8 matches on the card tonight. Championships on the line. End zone. End zone. Oh, no. He's going to put his hand on him. Will he try to humiliate Shadow? No. The left shoulder comes up. How many times has Sensei done that? How many times has it cost him a match and a dragon suplex makes him pay for it right under the trash can? Oh, man. Trash cans to the head of every sucker in sight as I bite my tongue. Oh, look at that right there. Shadow, look at that combination. Into the bridge. Jackknife, no. Oh, just cuffs him in the ear. Shadow now. Oh my God, what is he gonna do? What is he gonna do? Shadow powerbomb from the top rope. Will that take out El Hamburguesa? No. Digging down deep, the hooligan homeboy. People have said for years he could be world's heavyweight champion, and it's yet to happen. But he kicked out. Oh, Sensei gets absolutely crushed. Press slam. Boom, explosion. Sweeps the leg. Look out from behind, Shadow. Boom, right into his face. Oh, man. Sensei shot him down right there. All right. Don't do those buttons anymore. Man, it has been these 5 guys now for a while. The first 3 eliminations happened a while ago, and now an airplane spin. Haven't seen that in about 2 decades. And a choke slam. Shadow going for the elimination here. Koito shoulders down, and another kick out. How many times has Too Cool Koito kicked out tonight? Tombstone for the elimination! For the elimination! A better than Bloody Shadow, shoulders down! 2, 3! Man, and after the power bomb off the top rope, but a monster nuclear tombstone. El Hamburguesa, the hooligan homeboy, is finally eliminated. And now it is down to an even number here. A battered and bloodied Adrian Knight. A battered and bloody Shadow. A battered and bloody proletariat playboy, Too Cool Koito, and the sensei of Cobra Kai. And now the crossface, Koito, will he tap? No, he survives. Man, look at the welts all over the back and body of Shadow. Adrian Knight covered in blood. Oh, man, Northern Lights suplex, tied up the arms, Sensei kicks out. And dives out of the ring. Smart move. Sensei needing away. Oh, man, the guillotine leg drop from the top rope. Sensei now goes to the cover on Shadow. 2. He got him. A third elimination for Sensei. Tiger suplex holds the bridge into the German. 2. Kick out again. And a DDT, no reversal into the back body drop. It is now down to a triple threat match. Adrian Knight, Too Cool Koito, and Sensei Mark Zaleski. Ooh, that knee strike hurt. And a double sledge shuts him down. O'Connor roll, the move of the night tonight. And another kick out by Sensei. Oh, and a big-time intermittent kick. Smash on the bodies. And a kick out, or at least the shoulder comes up at 2. Body block. Koito in position to win this thing. Up in the air. Into the ropes. Calling it out. Oh, Sensei stopped him. The distraction. Oh, man, the distraction. Ties him up. He, almost got him. 2 count out. Oh, Adrian Knight got smashed. This one is fucking crazy. And a cut under the eye of Sensei. Headbutt. Sensei caught in the pickle, though. Looking for the blind spot. Sensei kept his head on the pivot. Knight bails out. Oh, man, it drops the knee on him, man. Look at Adrian Knight. He's bleeding from the mouth. Body bruised, gushing from the head. Here comes Sensei now. Smash! And a shoulder breaker on the floor. Man, give Adrian Knight all the credit in the world. Going the distance in this thing here. And Sensei punches him off the ropes, whatever he was going for. Knee strike to the head, and this might be the 4th elimination for Sensei. Oh, that might be. Oh, on the edge of the stop sign. And the Steve Perry press gets cut off. What a kick. Sensei's thinking Steve Perry press. This could be it. Oh, full impact. Shoulders down. No! Can you believe it? Oh, man. And while Sensei was freaking out over it, Adrian Knight kicked him in the face. Oh, swept the leg. Adrian Knight had the stairs in front of his eyes. Couldn't see Sensei below the line of sight. End zone, end zone. Oh, face first. But he does not go for just the hand of the chest. Oh, man, Too Cool Koito is gone. And the fourth elimination for Sensei. Will a fifth elimination right here by Sensei win him the Big Money Championship? Man, but look at the bruised chest of Adrian Knight, who's bled his own blood tonight. Sensei top rope. This one's for you in the front row, Fatso. Oh, Sensei decides the better of it. Not going to risk it here this late in the match. 4 eliminations by Sensei in this match alone. Adrian Knight would be the 5th and the championship. See that right there, kids? This is how you handle Adrian Knight. Oh, reversal over the shoulder. Sensei. Oh, man. Reverse DDT. Sensei could be poised here to put Adrian Knight away. He is looking like he... Oh, nope. There's some life in the young man here. There's some life here. Oh, but mistimed right there. But so was that drop kick. Nice suplex. And again, the neck of Sensei. He's taken a few of those suplexes tonight. Snap suplex right there. Dynamite Kid style. And smash! No! Adrian Knight is out of there. Oh, but ran right into the elevated punch. And now Sensei is calling for it. Oh, no. Did he block it? He blocked it! He blocked the kick! That reversal right there, that counter move. Camelot kick number 2. That might have just made Adrian Knight's career here. And won his first singles championship. Shoulders down. 1, 2. No! Are you kidding me? Wow! I thought that was over, and so did Adrian Knight. And now Adrian Knight, of course, looking to close the gap here. Here come the kicks. Oh, got him with the knee. Oh, and it sends him with the back heel kick. And the back of his head slammed. Oh, it hit with the stop sign. And gonna torture the knees. Not gonna take any more of those Camelot kicks. And smashes the body. No. Reversed into the DDT. Adrian Knight with some signs of life here. Oh, a bit of indecision right here. Adrian Knight needs to follow up. And another series of strikes. Sensei easily putting the combinations together, and it may be time for an end zone. Ah! Puts him down hard and goes for the real cover, not just the hand of the chest. And we've got a new champion. Man, Adrian Knight put up a valiant fight at the end. Former World Tag Team Champion though he may be, man, I thought Koito got caught like about how many times did Koito kick out? MVP of this match for sure. Man, he kicked out of everything until the very end. Congratulations to the Sensei, Mark Zaleski. But I honestly think right there, he came that close to getting it right there. What a 2 count that was. What a near fall. But the end zone, Zaleski's bread and butter. And the 1, the 2, and the 3. Sensei Mark Zaleski, for the first time in his career, MVWF World Money Champion. And here, in the 8th season of the MVWF, he is once again a singles champion. That's right, MVWF Krushed, and we've got a grudge match coming up here tonight. The White Side, many people crediting him with costing Macho Honky Savage the MVWF World Championship at Matchmania 777. It was the 2 scissor fight slams that put the Honkster down, allowing Dan Crane to retire as the world champion. The White Side, one of the founding members of the MVWO. And what a crowd reaction here for the MVWF legend. Oh, wait a minute! Oh, look out! And the Macho Hawk attacking him from behind! He wants revenge! He came out of nowhere! And now he's already up on the top rope! And Whiteside just absorbs that shot. Big right hand. Oh, misses the elbow shot, and the Honkster throwing some nasty rights and lefts. Of course, the Honkster has asked for this match for quite some time. Now he's got him outside the ring. Oh, taunting Whiteside. He wants to embarrass this man. Embarrass him for costing him the championship in the main event at Matchmania. Oh, throws him back in the ring. Pure power from the Whiteside. Back and forth, these two. Whiteside absorbing those shots, the bigger man. And you know he's going to test the body of the Macho Honk, who apparently left Miss Elizabeth backstage tonight. You know she's turning tricks 2 for 1. Oh, 1 count only, and Whiteside with a very surprising drop kick. Jesse Jackhammer is in the chat. Jesse already had his match earlier tonight in the gauntlet. And of course, still more to come from the Bones Enterprises. Brandon Bones one-on-one with Dragon Heart Sr. For the very first time, the creator of the NWA versus the creator of the MVWF. One-on-one. And of course, don't forget our main event World Championship. Last call, Jeremy Love will challenge primetime Sean Sanders for the MVWF World Championship. Anything goes, 2 out of 3 falls. And the Honkster elbow from the top rope to the floor. Oh my God! What a daredevil move! And that just goes to show the level of desperation that the Honk has. The Macho Honk. Yeah, man in my position can't afford to look ridiculous, no. Cream of the crop. Macho Honk. Oh, man, side motorcycle leg sweep right there for the Macho Honk. And Whiteside, of course, he has no misgivings about his role that he played at Matchmania 777. The run-ins that happened during that match, the shenanigans that took place, it was absolute chaos. And a double sledge, man. And for, I mean, you got to give it up for the Honk here. Really compensating really well for the size difference between these two. And now look at him just on the top rope, just breathing heavy. Double sledge with everything he had behind it. Looking for the knockout shot. 2! And the left shoulder comes up just in time. And now it's time to put him away. Macho Man elbow, and there's nobody home. Had it scouted off the ropes. Oh, Whiteside. Choking him on the outside of the ring now, the Macho Honk. Chipping away at the giant redwood tree of a man that is the Whiteside. Into the stairs, and in the flak vest only going to help you so much there. And will the Honkster, will he just settle for the count out? And he's taking a jog around the ring. Here he comes, double sledge! Man ran all the way around the ring for that one there. And look at this. Yeah, just taunting the Whiteside now, rubbing it in his face after jacking him from behind during his entrance. After jumping from the top rope to the floor with the Macho Elbow, but missed the finishing move inside the ring. Whiteside's got a lot to compensate for here. He's behind in points a little bit here. Savage, Ben the aggressor. Uh-oh. What is Whiteside doing? Whiteside, big man splash, and just crushes Savage on the floor. Unbelievable. This one's so personal. Man, the manic Macho Honk absolutely just randomized in his and feral in his most pile driver on the floor, and that's what he was aiming for here. The injury, he wants to put Whiteside out of wrestling, and look at him just taunting his man now. Whiteside helpless after being pile driven on the floor. And it's over! And the Macho Honk makes a statement here tonight. Look at that right there. Obliterated Whiteside with that elbow. But the Memphis-style pile driver on the floor. Look, I mean, look at the oomph he put behind that sledge right there. He was trying to kill Whiteside. And right here, this is where he went for it. Tried to break Whiteside's neck. He's being carried out of the ring right now. He's not on a stretcher, but he's got assistance right now. They got to get him to the back and check him out. Whiteside is not in good shape there. And then, of course, the 10 count.
Here is your winner, Macho Man.
Making a statement here tonight. The Macho Honk, Honky Savage. The former Honk Hogan. Cruiserweight champion, cruiserweight division. And you got to know that the winner here will definitely get themselves a championship match in the future. And here he comes, one of the great cruiserweights in the early portion of the division. When it came back to the MVWF, the Asthmatic Assassin was dominant. And he's looking for a victory here tonight to get him in the ring one-on-one with Dragonheart Jr. Or maybe it'll be Kid Christian. And little bitch ass LBA has gone this entire 7 years of the return, the phase 2 of the MVWF, without winning a championship. He has not been Cruiserweight Champion. He has not been Tag Team Champion. He has not challenged for the World Championship. Spent much of these years on the injured reserve list. And of course, his history in the MVWF is very notable because he was the first guy that we brought in that had fewer attribute points. And of course, when he would get close to, winning something or whatever, it would always be very dramatic because, again, would we actually see what would happen if someone with fewer attribute points actually be successful in the ring or beat somebody with a significant gap in those attribute points? And believe it or not, I've seen it happen time and time and time again. Jimmy Controversy here only has about 51 attribute points. Of course, the Dark Horseman traditionally had around, Jimmy Controversy always had less. He usually had in the 30s or whatever, but the recent great matches and big meaty roles that they've played, the Dark Horseman being Jimmy Controversy, Kid Christian, local talent. And keeping in mind, Kid Christian, former Super 32 champion, had a cup of coffee with it as a local talent, had a cup of coffee with the World's Heavyweight Championship. He defeated Dennis Take a Hitman Hart in one of the biggest upsets in the history of professional wrestling. Hands down. It's Cube, folks. Formerly known as Cubanon, was used as a patsy in the B1 Climax tournament back in 2018 by Kevin Welch, who used the Cube mask to fool Brandon Bowens, handing him his only loss in the B1 Climax tournament. By the way, just a little fun fact, between the B1 Climax tournament and the B2 Climax tournament we did earlier this year, did you know that the winner of both of those tournaments was the World's Heavyweight Champion at the time, and in both tournaments suffered only one loss in the entirety of the tournament. Done 6 years apart. Excuse me. All right, cruiserweight rules, 25-minute time limit, no rope breaks. Disqualifications are off in the four-way. No countouts. No disqualifications because of the multi-man. It just forces me to not have... I mean, usually the cruiserweights are supposed to have disqualifications on. But you know how that goes. There are a bunch of crafty fools out there tearing shit up, breaking the rules, because that's what rules are made to do. And little bitch ass comes and crowns Cube with the steel chair. And look at the power move by Jimmy Controversy. Into the backslide now. The Asthmatic Assassin, shoulders down, kick out at one. Jimmy Controversy's notables. Of course, former tag team partner of the former world champion Hulk Hogan, was in one of the greatest ladder matches in history against RoboCop and Paul Orndorff. And look at this, these guys going out there trying to grapple with each other. Nice German suplex, and you see him dip down around. Oh, but too fucking close for comfort there. Got too fancy by half. Yeah, I shit you not, man. Like the prime time, I tell you, I could fill a podcast of MVWF stories of the wackiest shit that's fucking happened. I even told one of the stories on Colt Cabana's podcast one time. If you ever want to laugh, look up Jesus Hardcore Christ on Colt Cabana's podcast, and I tell a story to him about something that happened on the Nintendo 64 back in the early days of the MVWF. A familiar character that you just saw, Ryan Doyle, fought Jesus H. Christ for the Six Gun City Championship in a ladder match, and the ending of which was something that the people who were there to witness it will never forget for the rest of their lives. And Jimmy Controversy almost taken out by LBA early on here. And again, the unique rules of the Cruiserweight division. No rope breaks. 25-minute time limit. Gives them all plenty of time. And, of course, the Cruiserweight belt will be on the line here later tonight as Kid Christian continues his quest to win a championship here in the MVWF. All still to come. World Tag Team Champions non-title match in a handicap match against Hell of a Hand. He's athletic and local talent. Emerald Frozen right there on the floor. Man, Cube and LPA, those are two guys that know each other really, really well. Cruiserweights from the original phase of the MVWF that ended back in 2009. And a hook of the leg here. And the Asthmatic Assassin hanging back smartly with the double Mongolian chop to the trapezius muscles. Man, I'll tell you why, getting back to the B2, B1 Climax tournaments, I mean, doing those round-robin tournaments, I mean, both of them, I did two blocks of 10 guys. Yeah, I mean, it takes about maybe 11, 12 events out of your calendar in order to do the whole thing. Plus, you know, you also had to keep up with the occasional championship match or whatever for those folks with an off night or whatever. Man, look at that chair shot to the head of Cube. Who knows if he even felt it. Oh, look at Cube, the mysterious Cube. Oh, low drop kick breaks the wrist control that Cube had on Jimmy Controversy. Oh, drop kick. Man, solid drop kick. Absolutely creamed Cube. And here comes the karate stick. And Jimmy Controversy picking the bones of Cube. And he's laying him out. Oh, right back at you. And one to the back of the head of Cube. And one for Jimmy Controversy. And one for Cube. Oh, but the momentum cut off. Man, going crazy out there. The Alabama Jam gets Jimmy Controversy. Nothing, no water in the pool. And the Assassin now to the top. Hurricane Rana comes down on the chair. Shoulders down. 1, 2. And Jimmy Controversy kicks out. But remember, very low attribute points does Jimmy Controversy have. And he's out there kicking out after moves like that. And it just makes them different. I know everyone else likes to have their federations where the guys, you know, that it's considered more fair. You know, to have everyone maxed out at like 100 attribute points or something like that. Or sometimes it just maxes you at 99 for whatever reason. Just kind of how the cookie crumbles, I guess, depending upon something. I don't know. Oh, look at this. And that's the thing that video game commentators say. Look at this! Oh, nice reversal! And I get why, you know, I mean, if you don't know anybody, but the thing is just that I think that if you've got, like, I'm not saying you have to go as far as I do, because ultimately, I would give guys attribute points, and I would, like, minimize all of the offensive attribute points, and I would maximize all of the defensive attribute points, with a few variables here and there depending upon the kind of character. So if, like, you were like a big giant character, you would also have very low speed and agility and stuff like that, because I would want you to move like a big man. You know, and yes, that would unfortunately make you, you know, have lower overall attribute points, but if you're wrestling somebody who's like a Rey Mysterio-sized guy, it doesn't really matter, you know, because they're not hitting you as hard as you're hitting them because of your size, you know. There's other dimensions to it or whatever that you got to kind of have to think about. Like Jimmy Controversy could totally win this match. And he's out there with guys that have lots more attribute points than he does. Though none of these guys really are in the upper tier. But then again, guys with really high attribute points don't always win the fucking... Like, Jesse Jackhammer has, like, very high attribute points, but he didn't win the fucking... the gauntlet earlier tonight. So, I mean, so there are variables out there, and the characters out there, because of those variables, their character is illustrated on screen in ways that you might not necessarily get if everyone is all even-steven with 100 attribute points and everything's just fucking maxed out. Now, granted, if you're going to do that, then I would definitely pay very special attention to the personality sliders and stuff like that, so that not everybody, you know, runs the same that way, at least, because you're not really giving anybody advantage and stuff like that if, you know, you're perseverant and, you know, loyal and stuff like that, you know? So I'm not saying that there's any, like, you know, only one way to skin a cat, like... DC Gaming, Twitch. I saw him on one of his videos talking about how He had basically maxed attribute points except for recovery, finisher, and special. And I thought, man, that's a really fucking interesting way of really looking at it and stuff like that, because, you know, like I think you could really pick up some nice action on the back end and stuff like that. But my fear is that, like, anytime you hit somebody with a finisher, all you're going to get is fucking really long 2 counts, you know? And you'll get a shit ton of them all the time, maybe possibly kind of like taking away from it. And, I mean, I've seen a little bit of that in, like, because I do watch his show fairly regularly now, amongst a bunch of shows that I do watch. But, man, sometimes you can't fucking argue with it or whatever, because, like, man, like, he had this one match where, like, this one big girl was fighting this tiny chick, and, man, it was your David and Goliath classic fucking match, man. Like, it was one of the best matches I've seen on the internet since I started really expanding out to including other people's shows in my regular diet or whatever. Head shoulders down here. The assassin kicks out. Jimmy Controversy can't fucking believe it. And now Cube going for the first pinfall here. This is elimination, if I'm not mistaken. Give it up, Jimmy Controversy going for the win again. He has never cared about his disadvantage in the ring. And it certainly doesn't preclude somebody from having a good match when you have that kinds of contrast and stuff like that, you know? But again, if I introduce somebody new, like when, there's been a few guys like Kurt Maple, and well, Kurt Maple came in against Kurt Angle. But like occasionally, like Adrian Knight would be somebody that like his way that I introduced him as like somebody, all right, I don't actually know this person personally. They asked to join the MVWF via the chat thing on the PlayStation 4. I accepted it. I downloaded this guy. I explained to him the rules and stuff like that about how I approach things and shit. He agreed with it and he went with it or whatever, right? So he faced like local talent or Kid Christian or Jimmy Controversy in his first match, and then he faced one of the other 3 in the second match, but eventually he faced all 3 of them in a 3-on-1 match, and he still won. So he had kind of like this trial by fire, Adrian Knight did early on in his career against guys that he was definitely heavily favored against. But he definitely did have to win those matches, and if he lost those matches, not a great way to go. You know, if you lose to somebody with very low attribute points, as far as like your trajectory. But ultimately, he kind of put himself on the path of being a tag team wrestler once he asked to have me add another guy that he had made named Mr. Nightmare. And, you know, they got a lot more success as a tag team than he did as a singles competitor. Although in those days when it was a much smaller tag team division than it is now, I would also like build up to the tag team matches. Oh, 630 by Cube, got missed all the way across the ring, and little bitch ass showing some spirit here. Oh, low drop kick. But yeah, I mean, he's a 3-4-time tag team champion with Mr. Nightmare. Oh, bitch ass driver on the trash can lid. 1, 2, and almost 3 right there, but a kick out by the enigmatic Cube. Yeah, Prime Time in the chat saying I saw a guy with a 30 rating beat a guy with 100. Dude, it happens. It can happen. And man, I tell you what, in those cases and stuff like that, where those types of things where the upset has happened, man, I go through the fucking roof. Like, what an episode of TV that is that I put on. Local talent legit won with 40 attribute points. A King of the Ring style 8-man tournament against a bunch of other undercard guys. Won the whole tournament. And then I set up for him to ambush Dennis Hart, who was going to do his 8th title defense against Local Talent. But Local Talent just rushed him during the entrance. And eventually, a few minutes later, beat him for the World Championship. And Local Talent, with 40 fucking attribute points, became World Heavyweight Champion. Oh, the Nebulizer, the Asthmatic Assassin! The Did he take out Jimmy Controversy? Yes! And the first elimination for Double A. Man, someone's bleeding out there. And you got to give, I mean, little bitch ass in the purple out there has put on some weight. He's definitely in the upper tier, heavy, just under the cruiserweight limit. Of course, cruiserweights can also compete in the heavyweight division. I mean, you don't have a lot of character unless your character has a flaw, you know, and having a weakness, you know. So again, I mean, if you're a big man, like if you're a big giant or whatever and stuff like that, and I've got you set up with giant, you know, in the giant tier, and you're, you know, 400 pounds, and these guys go out there and they hit you the first time, and they're not as big as you absorb that shot, you no-sell it. 2, almost another elimination here. And little bitch ass, to his surprise, he should not be surprised. He's wrestled Cube a million times. And now he's out there laying fools out with the karate stick. Oh, man, and with one elimination in now, it is a 3-way, which is an oddball number where you really, at this point, I mean, you've always had to keep your head on the pivot. But now more than ever, because if you're the one entangled with one of the other opponents, you have your focus divided. And right there you can see where LBA taking advantage with the crucifix, shoulders down, gonna steal it here. Oh, almost got him from behind. LBA playing his position here. Of course, in the early parts of Little Bitch Ass's career, if you lost to Little Bitch Ass, your career was over. A guy named Johnny Nyes made his debut against Little Bitch Ass and lost. LBA beat him with half the attribute points straight up back on one of the GameCube games. Oh, man, and a top rope bitch ass driver. And Cube is down. And look at this right now with one man down. To the backslide and almost got him. Very good strategy right there by Double A. And they just stare at each other straight in the eyes right there and takes him down. Drop kick. Sit now. Drop kick through the ropes. Punishing drop kick. Oh, Cube. Look at this, jackknifes him, shoulders down, gonna steal here, no! Pushed him off. Clothesline over the top rope, and divide and conquer, bitch ass driver low! But he divided and conquered himself. 1, 2, no! 7 minutes left, just under 7 minutes left in the time limit. It took all that time to get rid of Jimmy Controversy. Powerbomb, and man, Cube bouncing off the floor. Wow, that was some impact there. And double stomp from the top to the outside, and Cube is dead. Cube is dead. But the assassin staying in the blind spot of LBA and opening up the fury on him. And now he's got to decide who he thinks is most weakened. LBA stalking Cube. Double A outside the ring. Just stirring now. And now looking at LBA looking to finish off. The Assassin looking like he's going to not get in the way of any of this. And a bitch-ass driver from the top rope. The second one for Cube. And a trash can lid destroys LBA. Nebulizer for the knockout here. And the elimination. And he didn't get it. The Assassin can't believe it. Perhaps a nebulizer for Cube. Yes! Goes for it. And Cube is done. And who could blame him at this point? Two of those bitch-ass drivers off the top rope. Crushed Cube. And the nebulizer put him away for good. High crossbody. Full impact. Oh, LPA may have been playing possum. Lamaji Stroll. No! Almost got him. LBA thought that might have been it. Don't get distracted, kid. Oh, Falcon Arrow on the trash can. LBA in trouble, vulnerable here, and a double sledge from behind. He got him! And now, as long a time as this has been, the Assassin, of course, suffering many injuries at the end of his last Cruiserweight Championship title run. But now he has finally climbed his way back up the ladder. And now will receive the next championship shot at the Cruiserweight belt. Man, there's blood pouring off the side of the apron right there. And man, Cube gave it a gallant try here tonight, but man, after two top rope bitch-ass drivers and a nebulizer, man, I mean, oh man, Cube almost got him right, excuse me, the LBA almost got him right there. And that was the turning point. And there's the 3 count.
Here is your winner,
Man, the Assassin was the first Phase 2 Cruiserweight champion, and now he has come full circle to challenge for his championship yet again. We shall see. Johnny Uppercut. Frankie Fisticuffs. The World Tag Team Champions. Handed the MVWO their very last tag team loss. After a bullshit call by Brandon Bones and another bullshit call by another referee in those two matches. Defeated the Dragon Hearts for the World Tag Team Championship. Tag Team Specialist brought to you originally to the MVWF by Brandon Bones. And they're going 2-on-3 tonight. When you're new to the Federation and the announcers don't know what to say about you, you say, he's hell of a hand and he's athletic. Lol. Of course, seeing something of a reconciliation here as He's Athletic and Hell of a Hand are being joined by local talent here tonight. The former World's Heavyweight Champion, everybody. Local talent now has somewhere around 53 attribute points since the big graduation point where the Dark Horsemen all received a bonus for all their years of hard work here in the MVWF. And we will see if it changes their fortunes here in the MVWF. Oh, thrust kick easily dodged by Uppercut. And I think we're going to see Uppercut and Fisticuffs in their glory here tonight. They're going to punish these guys. Oh, elbow to the fucking throat from the top rope. Kick out at 2. He's Athletic in there against Johnny Uppercut. He's Athletic with probably about maybe 60 attribute points. Double team. Oh, man. Gets obliterated. And the World Tag Team Champions are in charge here tonight. Nicely done right there. The crucifix takeover into the pin. Almost had him. And Jimmy Controversy doing his part out there. And here comes Hell of a Hand with a double thrust kick to the face of Franklin Delano Fisticuffs. Francis, as his mother calls him. And Seguri right there. And a double team by the World Tag Team Champions. Into the corner. An uppercut going right into enemy territory. He's not afraid. And there he is, taking a rabbit shot to the blind spot. And a big-time boot gets sidestepped, or at least there's a glancing blow. Uppercut barely registered it, but oh, still got DDT'd. Not even a 1 count by Smelony, the referee. Oh, caught in the pickle. Oh, man, and maybe that's what this trio has to do here. Maximize its potential here with its numbers game. Maybe get one of these guys hurt. I would still say it would be an upset if these three were to beat the World Tag Team Champions, even with the handicap. Oh, caught him. Hell of a Hand sends uppercut off the ropes. Oh, man, that was brutal. All right, chipping away at him here is Hell of a Hand. Local talent. He's athletic. They are a team. Perhaps good teamwork here can be the thing that compensates. With the gym rats that are Fisticuffs and Uppercut. Oh, man, how did he sidestep? Good thing he did. That uppercut was loaded for bear. And a smart tag right there. And Fisticuffs showing off the Italian hammers right there. Oh, and runs right into an elbow. And perhaps a trap in the corner here. And a save was necessary right there, apparently, at least according to what Uppercut was thinking. And a tag from He's Athletic to Hell of a Hand, and a double thrust kick again. And that is the second one of those that Fisticuffs has eaten tonight. But an ear clap and a hip toss sets him free. And look at this, going to try and straitjacket choke him. And a save in there. Oh, man, he didn't let go. He's Athletic. Up in the air, spinning power bomb. Boom, and the big man from the big man gets the power bomb. Oh, that kick to the kidney. And the fucking forearms to the back of the head. Fisticuffs punishing Hell of a hand. And a headbutt. Maybe he shouldn't have done that after taking those thrust kicks the way he did. Look at the double team moves here. And oh, what in the fuck was that? But perhaps an opportunity is opened here for hell of a hand, and he's athletic. Oh, look at this. Top wrist lock. Almost a Kimura, standing Kimura, but couldn't hold him in it, man. I mean, in fisticuffs, it's just that kind of guy that you're trying to get a hold on him. He's such a big, huge Italian bohunk that, A, he's greasy already, but so holding on to him is just difficult. All the while, he's ultra aggressive in the ring. And the big men collide. And throws the drop kick to nothing. Bad fisticuffs is rocked right now. Hell of a hand. He had him in trouble there. Oh, again, kept him in the corner. And another double team. Perhaps. No. Fisticuffs shut it down. And now a tag to uppercut. He's athletic now. Gets his arm smashed. Stays on the defense, though. Like, one of the things that these guys do have going for them, he's athletic and hell of a hand and local talent, is that even though they have the overall average, total for their attribute points, they do have, like, very high, like, reversals and things like that. So, man, like, they'll go out there and they'll make it interesting or whatever and stuff. But are they going to take, like, your finisher 3,000 times? Probably not. But, I mean, enough reversals and stuff like that can get you into the deep end of the pool where you got that guy weakened enough where you can pull off that upset sometimes. And, man, look at this. Another power slam. Perhaps this time. No, again. What in the fuck is up with that move? And Fisticuff's going to choke out. He's athletic here and a save by hell of a hand. Oh, big time body block right there. Big man to big man. Big meaty men slapping meat. Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, look at hell of a hand. He's a big guy, man. Like, he goes out there and throws those shoulder blocks like he's a fucking guy that has like a football background or something like that, you know? You know, hell of a hand looks like half the guys that flunk out of fucking wrestling school. And here's right now the guy with the most experience here and probably the least amount of attribute points in the form of LT, former world champion, local talent. And fisticuffs. Oh, look at that right there. Might have broken local talent's arm. And you know he had no strength in his arms to resist that. And fisticuffs showing off here, taunting the Dark Horseman. Man, hurt his hand. He hit him so hard. And now going to put him down into the crossface. Too close to the ropes. Wanted him as far away from his own corner as he could get, but got him a little too close to the ropes, and the veteran, local talent, knew what to do. took minimal damage, and now the bar stool, the finishing move. Oh, man, backdrop driver. And he's athletic is eliminated. Don't get eliminated. And now local talent. Look at the size difference here. These guys throwing him way up in the air for the back body drop. And just a straight knee. Nothing fancy about that. And look at uppercut getting distracted by Jimmy Controversy. Said, I just fucked your boy up right there. What are you going to do about it? Local talent suffering over there, and uppercut makes the tag. Oh, look at him. His face is bleeding bad right now. I told you, uppercut and fisticuffs. We're going to go out there and punish these guys, but a C4 flipping splash slam. Fisticuffs is hurt. And now the Unlikely's here with a chance. Back body drop, and the big man crashes and burns. And local talent leaves him no room to breathe, but uppercut chases him off. But from behind, oh! Smart move right there. Oh, perhaps not. Hell of a hand now thrown to his doom. Oh, I'm pretty sure that local talent is the legal man. Oh, and a knee strike! Fisticuffs! Bear hug! 20 counts outside the ring in this match. Hell of a hand, has a strategy. Fisticuffs not even paying attention to the referee. 13 on the count. Big time bolo punch. Oh, it's elimination. And now uppercut all by himself. 3-on-1 here. So if it had been one fall, these Dark Horsemen would have won this match. At least by count out. You can see Fisticuffs doing the walk of shame. Goodbye, buddy. And look at uppercut running him through the punishment. He likes to do things in threes. Oh, are you kidding me? Uppercut, can't believe it. He's crestfallen at this point. He can't believe he's out there by himself. Johnny Uppercut still has so much more experience than all three of these men. That being said, Johnny Uppercut has never been World Heavyweight Champion, and local talent has. Block the suplex. Uppercut, what's he got in store? Just took a big hit off the vape. Yeah! Uppercut, I don't think, has any chance to win this thing. A little over 3 minutes left in the time limit. He can hurt these guys. Uppercut just gonna torture him here. In the crossface. He's athletic. He's game out there. I'll give him that. He's trying to stand up to this guy with so much more size, strength, and experience than him. Oh! But that might be the thing that does it right here. Oh! He's athletic's got a plan! Ah, double sledge! Did it break the count, though? No, it broke the count. The referee had to make the call to a round of boos here. And they are battling outside the ring. Back inside the ring, minute and a half left. Oh, look at this. Got him tied up in La Magistral for the win. No! But a pinfall here by these Dark Horsemen would put a cap on it. And man, uppercut and fisticuffs beat these guys up. But quite frankly, I gotta say, these Dark Horsemen have something of a victory here. It might be legit here. 1, 2, no! Uppercut, kicked out. Alrighty, folks, we are going to take ourselves a little bit of an intermission here for a bit of a smoke break. And then we're going to get back to what's looking to be a run of main events here. Kurt Maple, Dennis the Take a Hitman Hart is up next. The Cruiserweight Championship, Kid Christian challenges Dragon Hart Jr., the champion. And for the first time ever, 2 out of 3 falls, Dragon Hart Sr. versus Brandon Bones. And in our main event, last call, Jeremy Love versus primetime Sean Sanders. 2 out of 3 falls. Anything goes in this one for the World's Heavyweight Championship. We'll be right back. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. All right, folks, we are back. Here he comes, folks, the angriest French Canadian in all of Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Making his way to the ring from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing in at 239 pounds.
The man who thinks bacon is hand cut into circles. Kurt Maple upset Dennis Take a Hitman Hart the last time these two guys faced each other in the B2 Climax tournament several months ago, and now Kurt Maple finds himself with a chance to perhaps put the kibosh on a guy that brought him into the MVWF and also has been on something of a hot streak lately, is Dennis Take a Hitman Hart. Definitely in the hunt for a World's Heavyweight Championship title shot. And the fans know what that sound means. Representing Cobra Kai. Dennis to Take a Hitman Hart, wearing the cannabinoid infusing mask and knee braces. Still on the long road to recovery after taking 137 barbed wire baseball bat shots. I shit you not, folks, this happened on TV in front of everyone. Then shortly thereafter, in real life, was in a car wreck. And man, what a challenge Kurt Maple has in front of him here. Oh man, the half Nelson suplex, one of Dennis's trademarks, and he opens up with that shit. Kurt Maple showing he's okay. Man, it pulls him into the clothesline, takes his head off. And a very Hitman-like elbow from the second rope. Maple now poised for whatever he was going for before. Oh, series of strikes. And a spine buster. Oh, what a kick right there by Dennis from an awkward angle, but man, really hit some meat there. Over the shoulder. And a reverse DDT on the floor. Down goes Dennis, and in the ring goes Kurt Maple. Content to let Dennis writhe on the floor. A drop kick off the apron. Oh, bullshit! No, no, no. So first off, these matches shouldn't be given like the 10 count or whatever, because that's not MVWF rules. So universe mode, no. I'm going to make an executive decision here, and we are going to restart this match. Nice gut-wrench suplex. Kurt Maple doing what he does best and wrestle. Belly to belly. And man, Dennis opened up with a suplex earlier. And now Kurt Maple showing that he can keep up. And an elbow drop. Nobody home. Dennis, who could just spit up blood anytime he wants. And now Dennis, oh, and just throws him up into the rear naked choke. Dennis really expanding his moveset in the last 6 months or so. Going to jiu-jitsu class, training with Cobra Kai, combining it with the King Kong style that he's known for. Oh, there's the King Kong style that I was talking about. Just throwing people around and ragdolling them. And the left shoulder came up just in time. Kurt Maple here suffering. Got him. Inside with the knee. Kurt Maple now may have found an avenue. Oh, and look at that right there. Showing that he's looking to show Dennis to take a hit, man Hart, that he is his equal in the wrestling, in the King Kong style. And look at this ankle lock right here. And, of course, Dennis having had multiple surgeries on his ankles. And that Cobra Kai karate kick from the top rope, and Dennis now up to some shenanigans, exposing the turnbuckle. Oh, but the referee right on top of it. And just driving the cannabinoid infusing mask right into the breadbasket. Dennis is taunting Kurt Maple, rubbing it in his face. And again, Kurt Maple goes for the ride. Face first to the turnbuckle. Uh-oh. Dennis now. Gonna kick him. Oh, right where it counts. Low blow. Right between the uprights. And it might be time, yes, for the sharpshooter. Submit, the kid said. But no, Dennis releases the hold, and now he's going to the top rope. Came up short. Kurt Maple ducked under. O'Connor roll. Shoulders down. Almost got him. Man, these guys are out there wrestling tonight. Triangle. Got him in a good reversal, and that's the jiu-jitsu training. And man, Dennis so powerful, can throw anybody around anytime he wants. Off the ropes he goes. Sandbags it, and that's again the size difference. Kurt Maple 230, Dennis 271. Shoulders down, 1, 2, got him! And Dennis is victorious. But wait, Kurt Maple! Oh, ducks underneath. And clotheslines him outside the ring. Get the fuck out of here. Kurt Maple did what he could. Cruiserweight Championship is on the line. Kid Christian has chased singles gold and had a brief cup of coffee with its Super 32 championship something like 4 or 5 years ago. But he came so close, he got a number one contenders match against the current champion, primetime Shawn Sanders, to actually challenge for the World's Heavyweight Championship, which he had the ultimate unique opportunity back in Season 2 and almost stole the main event at Matchmania. But now, this time, he goes after someone he's challenged before in multi-person matches, Dragonheart Jr., seemingly one of the greatest cruiserweight champions we've ever seen here in the MVWF. And now Kid Christian's had his graduation. He has 66 attribute points now. Can he compete with Dragonheart Jr. for the cruiserweight belt?
The following is scheduled for one fall, and is for the World's Cruiserweight Championship.
And now Kid Christian, the challenger, coming out with some support here from some of his father's friends in the MVWO. Will this make a difference? And of course, local talent, the former world champion, is going to be at ringside here as well. Now, here comes the champion. I got to say, one of the greatest cruiserweight champions in the history of this federation. Dragonhearts just don't lose in the NWA, they win in the MVWF. And of course, Dragonheart Sr. not coming out with him here tonight. He's got a big match coming up next against Brandon Bones. And of course, cruiserweight rules, 25-minute time limit, no rope breaks, disqualifications are on. It is not Falls Count Anywhere. But there are no countouts. We want to encourage all those wild, crazy dives that cruiserweights are known for. And while I say Dragonheart Jr. is definitely the favorite in this match here, Kid Christian is one of the perennial upsetters in the MVWF. He's beaten so many names in the MVWF. In fact, I rewatched a match between him and Ryan Doyle. He didn't win this match or whatever, but man, he bounced off of his head from the Humanure.
Introducing the challenger from New Bedford, Massachusetts, weighing in at 164 pounds, the superstar Kid Christian.
Kid Christian.
And his opponent from Queens, New York, weighing in at 200 pounds, the world's cruiserweight champion, the Dragon Heart Jr.
I don't know how married Kid Christian is to the idea of being the Cruiserweight champion. He wants to be World's Heavyweight champion. But the politics backstage left him with only this choice here. And, Kid Christian, ran out of there, but did not work. Dragonheart Jr. was ready for him, and a forearm smash cleans his clock. Dragonheart Jr. Big springboard from the second top to the top, and an elbow. And a running kick. Picks him up, power bomb. Flips him over, a knee strike. Kid Christian in trouble here early on. Kicks him off. And nicely done. Kid Christian with the Christian Kanrana. Took him over. He can hit that in a flash. Interesting that, that Kid Christian has all these dignitaries at ringside for him. And another Christian Kanrana. Dragonheart right in front of all of the mentors. Oh, and down he goes, and Westside Ito catches a stray. And Westside Ito, perhaps getting upset here, pulls a ladder out. And a nice head scissors. Cruiserweight action here. Title on the line, into the steps. Oh, Kid Christian going up top, going up high. Oh, he missed. And Westside Ito trying to distract. Oh, man, they just both throw drop kicks. Great minds thinking alike here tonight. Nice roll away, good defense. Still gets caught, though. And Dragonheart Jr. going to try and slow it down a little bit. He enjoys a fast pace, too. But if he can shift gears on Kid Christian and keep him off balance, he'll be a lot less predictable in the ring. And now, once again, going to the top. Going to try and top Kid Christian here. Westside Ito removing a turnbuckle pad in the back. And a Dragon Kanrana from the top to the floor. Down goes Kid Christian. Dragonheart Jr. now looking like he's in control. And again, gonna try and tie him up in knots. Kid Christian now thrown back inside the ring. No countouts, like I said, so we won't be having to restart any bullshit matches here. Oh, and a one-footed drop kick. A stiff one. Doyle was even surprised by that. And then knee strike yet again. 2 count. Well, nope, not even the 2 count. And Doyle approving of what he's seeing right here. Top rope moonsault. Dragon Hart Jr. and Kid Christian retreating under the bottom rope. Christian Conrada. Springboard from the top rope. Kid Christian now turns him over. Oh, got him! Shoulders down! Almost upset the champion! And now, bombs away! No! No! Referee, 2, 3! Oh my God! The referee wasn't there! Kid Christian almost won the title right there! A lucky break for Dragon Hart Jr. Christian Conrada still in control, though. The champion on his heels. Strike exchange. Michinoku driver. And Dragon Hart Jr. wins that strike exchange and almost gets the win. What a match we're seeing here. 6:30, boom! Full impact! But the referees again distracted. Oh, 1 count only, and Dragon Hart Jr. says that's bullshit. But what's good for the goose is good for the gander here. They're even Steven on that sort of thing. Let's get a winner. Shoulders down. And another shoulder coming up here to the surprise of Dragon Hart Jr. Kid Christian hanging in there. Oh, don't get indecisive now, kid. Don't get into... start laying the boots to him. The frustration showing here for Dragon Hart Jr. Drop kick in the corner. Nobody home. And Doyle getting excited, cheering Kid Christian on. The son of his friend Dan Crane. Challenging for the Cruiserweight belt, and Kid Christian decides not to take a risk right there. Dragon Hart Jr. trying to roll away from the strike. Misses the drop kick. Wow. Fantastic exchange right there. Kid Christian revving himself up in a one-footed drop kick in the corner for Dragon Hart Jr. Shoulders down. And a kick out at 2. Caught him. No more Christian Conradas for you. Good counter move. Stuffs it. Drops the knee. Moonsault. Go out of the way. Great defense by Dragon Hart Jr. right there in the double knee stomp. Top rope. This could be the opportunity to put him away. High crossbody. Covers him. And a kick out at 2. Another kick out by Kid Christian. 6:30. That's awfully far away. Oh, and he got out of the way. Oh, my God. Oh, knocked him off the apron. Wow, this shit getting hot. Between the uprights. Kick to the head. Oh, standing shooting star got cut off. Too fancy by half. Dragonheart Jr. top rope moonsault. This time it connects. Good God. Springboard. Springboard. Shooting star. 2 in a row. Shoulders down for the title. 2. No. Kick out again. Oh, man. West Side Ito taking a swing at Dragonheart. Splash in the corner. Dragonheart complaining about the interference, and West St. Louis like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of here, Dragonheart Jr. says. But he's been distracted, and Kid Christian's had a chance to recover. The stomps now. Dragonheart. Dragon Conrana takes him over. 630 and another miss. To the top rope and caught him. Good recovery right there, but he moved out of the way. Got him up in the air. DDT. Oh my God, what a match. What an exchange! Kid Christian looking for the C4. Man, this match would be over if he'd hit either of those 630s. Dragonheart, oh, with his own Rube Goldberg into the Bulldog this time. Could this be the knockout? 1, 2, and it is! What a match! Unbelievable match right there for the Cruiserweight Championship and another successful title defense for Dragonheart Jr. And it wasn't for, West Side Ito, he got in the head of Dragonheart Jr. Throughout this match for sure. He even was getting distracted a little bit there at the end, but eventually Dragonheart Jr. pulled it together. Could you believe that right there? Kid Christian. What a match. Right in the faces of those guys for interfering. The Dragons, will they continue to breathe fire tonight? We got Dragonheart Sr. versus Brandon Bones coming up next. The creator of the NWA Non-Stop Wrestling Alliance. The creator of the MVWF, the Manch Vegas Wrestling Federation, Brandon Bones. The controversial Brandon Bones. Holder of the NWA's World's Heavyweight Championship and the NWA National Heavyweight Championship. Non-title here tonight, 2 out of 3 falls. MVWF rules. Let's go. Dragon Hart Sr., former World Tag Team Champion, 2-time Tag Team Champion here in the MVWF. The Dragon Hearts are something else. Breathing fire. Brandon Bones, a double champion in the NWA, had one of the greatest matches of his entire career just recently inside the Hell in a Cell against crushing Kelly Black. And he crushed Kelly Black and her dreams 13-8 in a match that she booked. Her rules. They did things, inhuman things to one another. But Brandon Bones defended the NWA National Heavyweight Championship for the 4th time. Bones swinging a miss, but got him up in the air. Dragon Conrad takes him over, ties him up, shoulders down. Going for an early victory here. How humiliating, and a drop kick. Oh, takes him over the top rope. Bones now slithers under the bottom rope like the low snake that he is. And now Dragonheart Sr. to the top rope. Big splash to the back of Brandon Bones, who was prone on the floor. Oh, body block. There you see Jesse Jackhammer at ringside. Bones showing off for his boy. Reversal, no. Oh, they break their grip. And they do it again. Sidesteps him. And Bones throws Dragonheart Sr. away. Oh, yeah, fuck you, he says. Swing and a miss. Oh, leg sweep right there. 20 counts outside the ring. This one, 2 out of 3 falls. And Bones gets real intimate with the steel steps. Elbow strike, Dragonheart Sr. trying to stay on track here. Brandon Bones can get inside your head and really throw off your game plan. Oh, sidesteps the drop kick. Bones again, unexpected move right there out of him. Oh, it just slaps him in the face. And this is the hand I used to slap you. Off the ropes he goes. Oh, and takes him out with the chop block. And Bones now just biting the fingers of Dragonheart. Oh, nice dragon kick to the head. Swing and a miss by Bones. Here come the strikes and the head scissors. Bones didn't see that coming. Dragonheart says, come on, bring it on, boss man. Kicks him in the face. Oh, flying knee strike, and Bones gets obliterated by it. 1 for the first fall, 1 count only. Man, Bones showing some toughness here. Went the full half hour with crushing Kelly Black in one of the most brutal matches in history. Oh, X-Plex got him, sent him flipping, flopping, flying, shoulders down. 2, kick out of 2. And another chop block. And man, Dragonheart is going to have a hard time performing offense when he can't get on his feet. And Bones will just, oh my God, it's just a disrespect. Just slapping him in the face. And a short DDT puts him on his head. And Bones now distracted by the turnbuckle pad. Oh, and down he goes. Sidestepped him. You fucked up. And Bones now showing him. Oh, reversal into the sit-out powerbomb on the floor. Dragonheart showing he's still got some tricks up his sleeve. Elbow from the top to the floor. But Bones shrugs it off. Clotheslines him, bends him over backwards over the railing. Look at those strikes right there. Kicking him forwards, kicking him backwards. Oh, man, the dragon drop on the back of his head. Down he goes. Dragonheart, plenty of time to get back in the ring here. No more countouts, buddy. 16 count. Bones baited him into the Goodnight Irene. The body scissors in tight, as is the sleeper. But Dragonheart has the strength to dig deep and reverse out of it. Dragon Kanrana sends Bones sprawling. Remember, he got splashed on the back earlier. His lower back is killing him. Sidestep the flying knee this time. Will this be the fatal mistake for the first fall? Kick out at 2. Bones somewhat in disbelief here, but he's prepared. And the bladed gauntlets to the chest. Oh, knee below the belt. And below the belt again, 2 in a row. Will that be enough? And the shoulder comes up again, and Bones disappointed. Jesse Jackhammer trying to encourage his boss. Putting it together, Dragonheart thrust kick! Shoulders down, will it be the knockout shot for the first fall? 2, no! Bones so resilient, so pugnacious, so stubborn. You can't talk to him, you can't reason with him. Nicely done right there. A very gymnastic moonsault. Oh, and a shoulder comes up again. And Jesse Jackhammer is concerned. But so far staying neutral out there. Oh, good night, Irene. Bones. In a blink of an eye right there. He got him. For the first fall, Dragonheart needs to break the body scissors again. Oh, but Bones couldn't hold on to him. He lost his grip. And the body attack yet again. Will that be enough to take out Dragonheart? 2 foe! Kick out again. And no determination here for the first fall. Our main event still to come. Also 2 out of 3 falls, but that one's anything goes. Bladed gauntlets to the chest yet again. Bones stalking his prey. Laying in the stomps on him. Two more shots below the belt. And Bones now says, get up, Dragonheart, get up. Ah, oh, double stomp to the back of the head. That's something that Kelly did to him in the cage. No! Dragonheart kicks out again, and Bones can't fucking believe it. Fist drop from the top rope. Reversal. Dragonheart sends him over the top. Oh, caught him with the knee. He's bleeding. Oh, tried to break his fingers. Poison Rana. Bones. Feet on the ropes! Feet on the ropes! Oh, it got him the first fall! That piece of shit cheated again! And again now, Bones just picking his spots to stop him to pieces. Oh, got out of the way. Thank God he did. Drop kick. Staggers him. They collide. Sidestep. Chop to the chest. Bones still in control. Hard punch. No. Hard punch. Spiral tap. Low blow. Come on, referee. No. 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 Yes. He kicks out at 2. Dragonheart showing his heart still burns for victory. Spear. Man, I don't know how much he had behind it. But for the first fall, we're certainly to knot it up here. The first fall for Dragonheart, and again the kick out. Dragon suplex. The Dragon's tail off the top rope connects 1, 2, and it's not up. Dragonheart says, "This is it, motherfucker." Boom! Drop kick misses. Bones, man, so slippery. Oh, good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. This could cause the tap out. And he taps! Oh, my God! As far as I'm concerned, that match is still 1-1 because Brandon Bones had his feet on the ropes for the first fall. That's fucking bullshit. This crowd is stunned. Bones pulling off another nefarious victory here. Look at that. Feet on the ropes, referee. Feet on the ropes. And the low blows. And then right there, Dragonheart, no choice but to tap, center of the ring. Unbelievable. It is now time for our main event. Just a couple of months ago, Last Call Jeremy Love had a similar opportunity against Brooklyn Joker. Brooklyn Joker's only successful title defense. But it was, again, another situation where the lights went out in the event, causing the event to have to come to an end. And no contest was declared. Now, many weeks later, primetime Shawn Sanders is now the MVWF World Heavyweight Champion, and Last Call Jeremy Love has been on a tear in the MVWF. You can definitively say he won his feud against Cobra Kai. There's no arguing that at this point. The promo, the 137 baseball bat shots, The ambulance match. The Blood defeated Sensei when they went one-on-one. And of course defeated Dennis to take a Hitman Hart in the casket match at Matchmania 777. And now Jeremy Love has been looking to use that momentum to go against the hottest wrestler, the fastest rising star in professional wrestling today, prime time, Shawn Sanders, the MVWF World's Heavyweight Champion. Last call, Jeremy Love, three-time former World's Heavyweight Champion. The things he's done to people in the MVWF are unspeakable hate crimes. Beat Dennis to take a Hitman Hart 137 times with a barbed wire baseball bat. The 75-minute draw, bloody fucking ambulance match where they dove off the ambulance all night long. Broken bones. And now he wears his own cannabinoid-infusing mask to mock Dennis to take a Hitman Hart. He's been hanging around in the Rogan-verse. Some of Joe Rogan's friends in real life. Duncan Trussell. Checking on, working on his aura. And now here he is challenging once again for the World's Heavyweight Champion. A man with main character syndrome. Jeremy doing in the MVWF what Brandon Bones has been doing in the NWA. Prime time, Shawn Sanders, the MVWF World's Heavyweight Champion. Prime time, what do you think of you, Titantron? Now, of course, these two have a bit of a sordid history. Primetime got recruited into joining Jeremy Love in a six-man tag, and man, they left Primetime out to dry that night. One of the few losses he suffered here in the MVWF. But of course, that just goes to show what Jeremy Love has done in the MVWF with his manipulations. And in this corner, last call, Jeremy Love. And in this corner, the MVWF World Heavyweight Champion, Primetime, Sean Sanders. Two out of three falls, anything goes. These guys got beef, and they're going to settle it here tonight with the title on the line. 60-minute time limit. Let's go. Oh, man, Tiger suplex. Jeremy showing him what's up. Jeremy, a 20-year veteran. Clothesline in the corner, Jeremy following up. What an elbow halfway across the ring, and now he's already going for some plunder. He's got a steel chair. Oh, to the face and to the body. Big time boot. Primetime, give him credit for fighting through that. He got hit in the face with the steel chair like he was Ken Shamrock or something. World Heavyweight Championship is on the line. Oh, got the fuck out of there. Jeremy, smart move. Northern Lights suplex. Oh, look at this. Takes him over again. Oh, suplex right on the chair. Heel hook. Heel hook. Primetime punches his way out. Man, some good dodging right there. Judo toss into the cross arm breaker. Jeremy going for the first fall. Oh, look at that. Just bending him in ways he's not supposed to bend. But the champion fights his way free again. But again, the second time, the champion's found himself tied in a knot and kicks Jeremy in the face to get himself out. Roller coaster stunner. And another kick to Jeremy's head. Oh, and some payback with the chair. Man, that is disturbing how hard he hit Jeremy with the chair there, man. Destroyed the chair, bent the steel over flesh. Oh, couldn't get him up, though. Jeremy sandbagging him. Back body drop. And perhaps now the love lock. The love lock. Jeremy, a submission specialist, knows so many ways in and out of submission holds. Prime Time chopped him down. 1 count only. Man, and a flying forearm or a fist from the second rope. Full impact. You can hear the smack of the flesh. And another 1 count. Jeremy hanging tough here tonight. Prime Time got a table in the ring now. Off the ropes he goes. Big time spin kick. Man, that's about the 5th or 6th kick to the head of Jeremy Love. 2. And this time, a 2 count. Rammed him into the turnbuckle. And now Prime Time thinking about some more plunder out there. He's got a sledgehammer. Jeremy, oh, gonna feel it. And another roller coaster stunner. Prime Time feeling like he's got control of this thing. Prime Time cuts him off. Prime Time kicks him off. Now Jeremy prone on the mat. Prime Time has him in his sights. Drop kick! Obliterates him! Look, Prime just muscling him around. Double underhook. He blocked this before. Oh! Prime Time driller! 2. Oh my God, Jeremy kicked out again. He was trying to retreat under the bottom rope, but Prime Time didn't let him go. Staying on top of his man here. Ooh, right to the ear, and Jeremy liked how that felt. Jeremy needs to stay with those submission holds he was doing before. Oh, and a very Brandon Bones-like body block. Shoulders down. And another kick out at 2. Jeremy now sent into the table. Prime Time picks him up. No, Jeremy, good counter move. Did not want to get put through that table. Snake eyes. Now Prime Time into the table. But Jeremy opts to not go for it. And he's got a guitar. Gonna play a tune on him. Nicely done right there. Wow, Jeremy absolutely manipulated the champion into that. Nothing on that forearm. Jeremy gonna pile drive him on the guitar. And we saw the pile driver Oh, take people out earlier tonight. And Jeremy has the sledgehammer. Oh, and Primetime out of that big-time boot. And now he's coming back with the sledgehammer. Gonna punish Jeremy with it 3 times in a row. Primetime to the top rope. Got him. Full impact for the first fall. 1, 2, 3. Primetime up by 1. But now into the love lock yet again. Primetime being twisted. Oh man, knocked him silly. One, 2, and a kick out. Right shoulder came up in time. Another guitar for Jeremy. And bro, it explodes over the body of Primetime Shawn Sanders. Jeremy now up on the second rope. Uppercut! Caught him! Full impact! Sanders kicks out yet again, and Jeremy troubled by it, but keeping his focus. Sanders stumbles to his feet from behind. And another love lock, number 2. Primetime, look at his neck being cranked right there. Still wouldn't give up, and Jeremy, he slipped out of his grip. And Primetime limp as a fish inside the ring. Jeremy now gonna up the stakes here with the stairs. He knocked out El Hamburguesa a few months ago with one of the worst and most disgusting throws of those things I've ever seen in my life. Drop kick, and Primetime may have hit his head on the table. Oh, and Jeremy looked to obliterate him. O'Connor roll, the move of the night. Oh, reversal, Jeremy. 1, 2, no. Schoolboy. Move, counter move. Fantastic wrestling from the champion of the challenger here. And a spinning neckbreaker, and Primetime retreating under the bottom rope. Schoolboy's him down, shoulders down, kick out. Roll through Jeremy. Got him! And Primetime didn't have the strength in his lower back to press up from that. Normally he's the type that could do that. But that right there to the small of the back. Oh no, for the World's Heavyweight Championship, kick out on 2. Oh, sends him over the top rope. Primetime. And Jeremy Love, look at that tornado kick right there. Reminds him it's 8 p.m. somewhere, son of a bitch. And Primetime now has the stairs. He's looking for plunder. Man, and Jeremy all that time on the floor, and Primetime still had plenty of room to just rush him. Goodbye. Oh, payback. Primetime's had 2 guitars broken over him tonight. And what a main event we are seeing here. Nice counter right there, Jeremy, using some leverage. Roundhouse connects, straight kick, right behind waistlock, stuffs him. Oh, man. Oh, that just crushes him with the steps. Counter move. In prime time. Stopped him. And now maybe some payback. Yes! Oh, no! Get up, motherfucker! Sidestepped it. Jeremy caught him! Submission hold! Prime time! Counters! Jeremy buried under the steps. Caught him again. No! This time Primetime had the counter move. He almost got caught again. Double underhook. Power bomb. No! Jeremy got it just in time, and Primetime can't believe it. And smashes him again with the stairs. That's got to be very satisfying. Uh-oh, look out, look out! Roller coaster stunner yet again! Primetime has him in his sights! Flipping DDT! 1, 2, yes! Primetime did it! And I would have to say something of an upset. Jeremy with so much more experience, so much more recognition in the MVWF. But Primetime Sean Sanders continuing his reign of terror. Oh, fireball! Apparently, I didn't even see that. I didn't even call that fireball. Jeremy hasn't used one in quite a while. Yeah, Primetime in the chat. Believe in me. Won't let you down, brother. And so far, you have not. Primetime, still MVWF World Heavyweight Champion. And Jesse Jackhammer out to congratulate. Apparently, Reggie from the Spruce Street Butchers is out there to congratulate. And the Bones Enterprises continues to rule the world. Man, early on, Jeremy unleashed with his experience. I mean, he ran Primetime around early on. Look at this right here. Springboard into that elbow. Bam, to the face. This is when things really started to heat up, when Primetime took the chair shot, 2 chair shots to the face. But he paid Jeremy back. Oh, yes, he did. Unleashing the fury on him, destroying that chair. Look at this move right there. Man, a fantastically athletic move with all that guitar debris all over the ring, and it got him the first fall. And Jeremy right here, look at this. Boom, the fireball. But even that wasn't enough to put Primetime down. But man, they went out, not only did they brawl and went hardcore, they wrestled. Right here, Primetime, the lower back. Couldn't get it done, could not kick out right there. Primetime gave Jeremy everything he had, finally waited to hit that flipping DDT. And it got the 3 count at the end. Congratulations, another successful title defense for Primetime Shawn Sanders. And still World's Heavyweight Champion. What an event it has been here, folks. All right, Dennis Hart. Well, he's definitely got some shit started with Kurt Maple right there, but he ran him off. And, of course, Macho Hawk, he ambushed the Whiteside, pile drove Whiteside on the floor, injured him, and Whiteside been taken to a local medical facility. And, of course, the new MVWF World Big Money Championship, Sensei Mark Zaleski winning his first singles championship here in the Phase 2 of the MVWF. But, of course, he got beat up during that fucking match. He eliminated 5 out of 8 competitors in the gauntlet. Adrian Knight, not surprised, he got absolutely annihilated during that match. And Shadow, well, he got beat up pretty bad too, but he's doing okay, folks. Folks, this is Damian Andrews. What an event it has been. William Styles, yes, that's the guy that I was asking you about before Primetime. Yes, I am going to get that guy right after I go off here and look him up. But thank you for joining us, folks. What an event it has been. I am Damian Andrews. Good night, everyone.